Hi, I'm Mr. Frog. For a while now, I've been heavily interested in the Ultimate Iron Man game mode. With this in mind, I wanted to set myself a new challenge. Using standard UIM rules, I want to acquire one of the coolest pets in the game, the Amulet. But there's a catch. In addition to these rules, I will also not be allowed to leave the island of Zeah. This means I will have to obtain all of my gear, stats and supplies in the local areas. Can it be done? Welcome to Overzeahlous. So, not quite how I wanted to start the episode, but there is 80 fletching. I actually planned to get the level on video, but I was mindlessly fletching and accidentally got it without realising. But we do now have 80 fletching, which does unlock the magic shortbow, and this is going to be one of the best training weapons on this account, because we can now train range very effectively with a very easily reproducible weapon. So we did actually have a couple of arrows left over after hitting the level, and that's pretty much just because I'd accidentally did a little bit more fletching than I needed to, but that's not a big deal. We have nearly 46,000 steel arrows to work with. Obviously we do still have the 16,000 iron arrows, and we will be using them as well. We'll be going through the iron arrows first and then moving on to the steel, but that is us done with fletching. So where do we go from here? Well, for one, we no longer need the mithril grapple, so we're just going to be dropping that because we are done with agility for at least some time. I might go back in the future and get some more levels, because there is a shortcut in the Forthos dungeon that requires like 70 agility or something. Maybe I get the level, who knows, it will depend on how this account goes. But for the time being, I am going to head down to the woodcutting guild. I'm going to grab a U log and a magic log so that we can make ourselves a U shortbow and a magic shortbow, so that when we get onto range training, we've got our upgrades at the ready. And here we finally have the long-awaited magic shortbow. There we go. Finally got the magic shortbow on the account, but we are going to have to use the U shortbow for a little while, at least for the next 4 range levels. Okay, so where are we off to now? Well, the first thing I want to do is head down to the woodcutting guild really quick. I should have done this on the way out, but I completely forgot. I'm going to sell off this rune axe and get ourselves some money for it, and this time I shouldn't actually need to buy it back. If I end up having to buy it back again, I'm an idiot a lot of the time, so that may well happen. But it clears up some inventory space, which we're probably going to need for the upcoming things that we're doing. Right, now that that's sold off, the next thing we're actually going to be working on is we are going to be heading up to Lovekenge. Now, if you guys remember, a while ago, before I asked about the exception of the quest, we got our Lovekenge favour up to 90%, or 91 because I miscounted. And this now means that we just need the 10% reward from the quest, and we'll be finished off with Lovekenge favour. So we're going to head up to Lovekenge, and we're going to crack on with the Forsaken Tower quest. Okay, time to start this quest and finish up the Lovekenge favour. Okay, weird transition for you guys, but now we are finishing off this quest. Let's quickly just hand all of this in, and we should get our favour certificate, which means we can finally finish off the Lovekenge favour. Let's get through all of this dialogue, and we should be done. There we go. Forsaken Tower completed. A bunch of XP, not great, but anyway, let's go ahead and use the certificates on the Lovekenge favour, and that'll push us to 100%, which means we only have one thing left to do, and that is Shazian. And seeing as I already have 5%, you know what that means. I'm going to have to go ahead and kill lizardmen, which means we're finally going to get our hands on Azeric's talisman. So, we have our bow, we have our arrows, we are all ready to kill the lizardmen, but the one thing we are going to need before we head over to do that is some food. Now, unfortunately, lizardmen can poison, and I have very limited access to anti-poison, which means that I'm basically going to have to get enough food so that I can just out-heal the poison. And that's what I plan to do. I'm going to head over to the centre of Korend, and I'm going to grab some cakes, pretty much just fill up the inventory of it, and then we'll head back to the lizardman camp. One other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a needle and thread so that I can make some Zarician ropes as and when I get the fabric. This is just because I want to store it in the house, which I can do, and then I can use it for magic gear later on. Okay, so we got our food together. I should have really made all of these into chocolate cakes, but unfortunately I started thieving before thinking about it, and the other shop only sells one chocolate bar, so I wasn't really going to keep hopping or waiting around to get the chocolate bar, one per world. So I made one chocolate cake and I got 8 regular cakes, and this should be enough to sustain us for a little while. Okay, we've got all our gear and supplies for the lizardman. Let's get started on earning some Shazian favour. So, I have been messing about with the lizardmen for a while, and I've been finding it quite inconvenient. You'll see I've got 7.8%, which means I've only actually gained 2.8%, mainly because they deal a lot of damage. But I have figured out a little method, and hopefully this will work. I haven't actually tested this yet. So I've been standing here to lose aggro from the lizardmen, and hopefully I should be able to run over here without taking any aggro. And if that goes to plan, then I can show you exactly how I want to do this. So, if I attack a lizardman who is over here, get the aggro of him, and then run to here, it's going to completely fail because I messed it up. So, I'm just going to run back around here and try again. Okay, let's try this again. So, we should be able to run around here, and we basically just need a lizardman to spawn up here. We'll grab that one. This worked a lot easier earlier. Right, if you shoot this and then stand here, what should happen is he gets stuck, and now I can reach him, but he can't reach me. So I can just outrange the lizardman, and because they're unaggressive, even when he drops something that I want to pick up, I should be able to still run over there and pick up the drop without being disrupted. I also added this at the top, just so I can keep an eye on the Shazian percentage. But yeah, that's just pretty much how I'm going to be killing lizardmen. This is going to take a while. Honestly, it's probably not the best method to use, but I really want to get some range XP, and it needs to be done. So this is what I'm going to be doing for a while. So, we've been killing lizardmen for a while now. We've only got up to 12.2% though. This is actually incredibly slow with my stats, and realistically I should probably just go and bandage soldiers or something to get the percentage, but I want to get the full Xerix robes, I want to get some range XP, and I want to get the stuff for the talisman. So overall it's probably more beneficial for me in the long run to just grind this out, and that is what I planned to continue doing. However, we are dangerously low health and poisoned at the moment. The poison's not going to kill us because it's going to time out soon, but I need to go and get some more food from the centre of Korend. In the meantime, we did manage to get 5 Xerician fabric, so we can actually make the top, and there we go, there's the Xerician top done. We need the bottoms and then the hat, and then we can store the entire set inside the house. Also, wanted to make a small mention in this video because I haven't mentioned it in a while. If you guys would like to join the clan chat that we are all in, the clan chat is based on this account, and you can always just hop in here and talk to us, and it's always nice to see more people. Also, if you want to join the Discord, that will be in the description as well. Like I said, I haven't mentioned it in a while, so I thought I'd throw it in this video. So we are quickly just restocking on some food, but the reason I wanted to put this clip in is because we can now make the last piece of the Xerician robes. And I've been wearing it to save inventory space. It doesn't affect my range bonus. I don't think it affects my defense bonus either, other than magic, and I'm pretty sure that the lizardmen only use melee and range. So yeah, it gives me no additional benefits, but honestly just saves the inventory space. We are currently at 16%. We've got a long way to go. Just missed the level, but we just got 50 ranged. And this now unlocks this beauty, which also gives us a special attack, which is pretty cool. Hey, look what we just got. We just got ourselves our first Xerix talisman. This is amazing for the account, and any more of these that we get will be turned straight into fangs. So unfortunately I wasn't paying much attention, but we did just get 37 prayer from burying bones. Now this actually unlocks protect from magic, and this is what we're going to need to kill the shaded beast to gain full access to the Fourfost dungeon. So this is an amazing unlock. And there is another Xerix talisman, which is getting turned straight into fangs. Okay, so unfortunately I was trying to set up the last kill and it was PJ'd, but this will be the last kill that we need to get us 90% Shazian favour, and there we go. So there's 90% done. The reason that I'm stopping at 90%, if you haven't figured it out, is because I still need to do the Shazian quest, and that will give us the last 10% favour to push us to 100%. We did get poisoned and we are down to 14 HP, but it's okay because it's going to expire in a moment, and I do still have a chocolate cake anyway. Managed to get the hang of getting a few safe spots around here where they couldn't range me because they were too far away, and they are quite short range. As you'd have seen, we did get our Xeric's Talisman. We've got a whole bunch more charges. We're going to add that to the Talisman, now with a total of 268 charges. That is a lot of charges. This did take a very long time, about 8 hours of work, and I was considering ditching it and going for the bandaging method, but as you can see, it is really going to help us in the long run because we have so many herb seeds now and 16 limpwort seeds, along with 8 Ranar seeds, which is going to be so good when it comes to making prayer potions, which we will be needing to use the chins. So that is absolutely amazing for the account. We did also get the full set of Xeric's robes, again, as you'd have seen earlier, and that's pretty much what we've spent the last 8 hours doing. Before we move on to do the quest though, I'm going to head down to the house and we are going to store the Shazian robes, as much as they look cool, they don't really provide me any bonus with this gear, and I was wearing them purely to save inventory space. I also want to go over the stats, as if you'll notice, we gained a lot of range levels. I think we started this with maybe 46 ranged. I'm not completely sure, but we're now at 59, nearly 60 range, which will unlock Red Dragonhide, which will be really useful in the upcoming grind. We did get 37 prayer, which you'd have seen in an early clip, and yeah, pretty much just a massive range grind, 55 HP as well. Okay, let's take off this gear and stash it in the armor case. There we go. So that is stored for later. We can take this out whenever we need it. I don't know where it is, but it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, there it is. We are now going to head over and get the Shazian quest done. So for this quest we are going to need a few items, and one of those is a pickaxe. So we're just going to grab the pickaxe from the spawn here. I'm not going to bother running all the way up to buy one. We are also going to need some runes to cast a few spells, so we're going to head up to Arceus and grab them, and we'll also need a rope, but we can get that in Arceus as well. And there we go, all the items required for the quest. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright, let's get this done. Okay, so let's finish off the last quest of Zeah that we need to do, of the sub-quest anyway. Let's just quickly get through this dialogue, and we can finish off the Shazian quest as well as the Shazian favor. So wow, this is a lot of talking. There we go. Right, so the quest is complete, 8,000 coins, not too bad, not too bad. If we use this scroll though, we should get ourselves the final bit of Shazian favor, and there we go, 100% in every single house. Now that we've maxed out all our houses, we can actually go ahead and complete Architectural Alliance. Now I'm going to turn off the overlay because I don't need it anymore, but if we talk to Hoser, we should be able to complete Architectural Alliance. Completely forgot about the part where I have to talk to the architects. Let's wrap these up real quick. Lovekenge, Arceus, Piscarilius, Shazian, and back at the start, this time we can actually finish the mini quest. Finally going to finish off Architectural Alliance. And there we go, Architectural Alliance completed. However, I'm not going to be using this lamp because I want to use it on Slayer, and if I attempt, it's going to tell me I need 40 Slayer. Now if I'm correct in thinking, I should be able to destroy this and retrieve it later from Hoser, so that's what we're going to do. We'll be saving this until we have 40 Slayer, which hopefully shouldn't be too long. It is going to take a while, but hopefully not ridiculously long. It should still be a feasible option. Now, one of the coolest things about completing Architectural Alliance is that the Xeric's Talisman we recently got actually allows us to use an additional teleport, and that is Xeric's Heart. Obviously I'm not going to waste a charge teleporting when I'm right here, but it is really helpful for the upcoming grinds. There are a few grinds that I want to get on with, but before we go ahead and start them, I'm going to head over to the Hosidius patch. I guess actually I could just teleport, I'm just so used to walking. So we're going to go over to the Hosidius farm patch, and we're actually going to plant some of these seeds and get some farming done so we can start working through all of these supplies, as we are going to need all this for Herblore. Okay, so that is a herb seed planted and the limpwort seed planted. We're just going to note out the last of these Ranar weeds, and then we're going to head back because we want to head over to the catacombs. And oh, I guess I can show off the new teleports. We can use the Xeric's Heart teleport, and it takes us straight to the center of Kourend. Beautiful. Oh, it's apparently a hard task. It's something that I will never be able to finish. So the reason I wanted to come back up here is because I want to actually kill hill giants for a little bit longer. Gonna try and get 40 defense. I also want to stack up on some nature runes, as I will be needing them. There are other alternatives, but honestly hill giants provide me with pretty much everything that I want, so I'm going to be doing them for the coming future. They are also going to be good because I can bury the big bones. Like I said, we did hit 37 prayer, which is what we actually wanted originally, but any extra prayer XP is always going to be nice for the future. So let's get started on some hill giants. So I haven't logged in a couple of days, and if we look here, we're in Lumbridge because I forgot to renew the membership. Now I actually delayed this a couple more days because I knew I wasn't going to be on, and it just saved me a couple of days of membership. Excuse me, we're just going to turn that off briefly. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and shove some bonds on this account and then member it up, and we can get back to the normal grind. Okay, so we've got our 2 bonds. Let's should be able to do this if it works from the bond pouch as well, and that should be the membership done when this finally goes through. There we go, another 45 days of membership. Let's get back to our grind. And that is 40 defense finally completed. You guys probably did see in the last clip, I was going to save it, but obviously I messed up with the membership, so it's my own fault. We did also get 2 giant keys during this grind. Now these are absolutely useless to me, but I thought I'd collect them just to show them off. So there they are, and I'm going to be dropping them now, because they have no use to me whatsoever. I can't go and kill Obor, unfortunately, because it'd be quite fun, but nonetheless, that is 40 defense completed. We did get ourselves 30 nature runes, which we will be needing for a brief little period of time as we move on. They've got the 6 lore runes. I don't really feel like that's that useful. I probably will end up dropping them, just because there's only 6 of them, and the inventory space is very valuable. But now that we've finished that up, I'm going to be dropping the random items that I always collect from hill giants, just to give me a little bit of extra defense bonus. I don't need to keep them. But we're going to head over to Overzeahlous, which I really should just teleport there, but I'm already halfway there now, and I keep forgetting I have the teleports. I guess it saves them for later, because then it just saves me some charges. Nonetheless, we're going to head over to Overzeahlous farm patch, and we're going to farm some more of these. Unfortunately, I haven't been farming them, because as I've said, I haven't been online in the last couple of days, so I haven't actually started working on them too much, but we will be trying to get our way through them slowly but surely. Okay, that is that farming run finished. We've planted our herbs. We're actually almost at level 35 farming, which means we're actually gaining farm XP without doing tithe. Something that is really nice for me because I really don't like doing tithe. Unfortunately guys, this is where I'm going to be ending this episode. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll hope to see you all again next week.